an Argentinian writer.
When you say Argentinian, I was very angry. There was no such word. The word should be Argentine.
Who wrote in Spanish.
Well, do you write your poetry in English or in Spanish?
No, I respect English too much. I write it in Spanish.
As to
But I
you.
have done most of my reading in English. I read very little in Spanish. Because I was educated practically in my father's library, and that was compounded of English books.
Was a librarian.
I only think of reading and of writing in terms of happiness.
Who went gradually blind as he aged and could no longer read anymore.
Few pleasures left to me.
In a deserted place in Iran, there is a not very tall stone tower that has neither door nor window. In the only room with a dirt floor and shaped like a circle, there is a wooden table and a bench. In that circular cell, a man who looks like me is writing in letters I cannot understand. A long poem about a man who in another circular cell is writing a poem about a man who in another circular cell. The process never ends, and no one will be able to read what the prisoners write. Borges. This is a very short story written by Borges. This very short story is one of my favorite written pieces ever that I have read.
No, I suppose sweeping statement should be avoided, and that's a sweeping statement also, no?
It's because of how it captures the eternal nature of loneliness.
The gift that heaven did not give me, no? Would not give me.
Could not give me.
Yes, could not. Que no quiso, no, would not. Did not care to.
There can be multiple interpretations of this short piece of writing. What comes to my mind is that the tower is like our bodies, and the person writing is the soul, and the way we constantly observe ourselves, what we think, nobody will ever know. Now these pictures that we see here are pictures of the Towers of Silence, which is a part of the Persian culture, the Farsi culture. What happens in these Towers of Silence is that the Persians, when their people are dead, they leave their bodies in those Towers of Silence for vultures to eat, and that's how they... This short piece of writing reminds me of these Towers of Silence. And because Borges also mentions Iran, I think he must have had these towers in his mind as well, because Borges was particularly interested about the Oriental cultures. He has also mentioned Bombay, the city, in his stories. And to mind you, there is a Tower of Silence even in Bombay. And you might be having an idea of the Parsi population that had migrated from Iran to the coasts of Gujarat and Bombay. There's a significant Parsi population in India, and it was even more significant back in those British days, because they were the business people, and a large chunk of this population had settled in Bombay. So there's a Tower of Silence in Bombay as well. So I believe Borges must have thought about these towers while writing, and one can never know.
Art happens
Or what happens?
Ours happens, and that's true. And I should say that beauty happens. And besides, I think that beauty is not, it's not something rare. I think beauty is happening all the time. Art is happening all the time. In a chance conversation, a man may say a very fine thing, not being aware of it. I'm hearing fine sentences all the time, from the man in the street, for example.
It really interests me to find out what the writer was actually imagining or was going through, or what was inside the writer's head when he or she was writing something, what his real life's conditions were, what was it in the real life that was inspiring him to write those metaphors.